Welcome to Working with Navigation Meshes in the Unity 5 Gameplay course by Packt Publishing. In this video, we're going to start by reviewing some unique terms associated with the Unity navigation system. Once we have the fundamentals explained, we will launch Unity and create a nav mesh. Finally, we will test our nav mesh in game mode. Before we demonstrate navigation meshes, it is important to understand the associated terms. Our first term is mesh. A mesh is a collection of connected vertices, edges, and faces that comprise a polygon. They are used to create 3D models. Navigation meshes, also referred to as nav mesh, are used to define the game world areas where your characters can travel. A nav mesh agent is a component that can be used to help characters avoid one another. Nav mesh obstacles are components placed throughout the game world that characters should avoid, such as a boulder rolling down a hill. While mobile, characters avoid it, and when dormant, characters go around it. Off-mesh links are used in Unity to provide navigational shortcuts. An example would be jumping over an open grave. The concept of baking is when we create a nav mesh and bake it onto the scene. You will see how to do that shortly. Okay, let's launch Unity. In Unity, the first thing we want to do is to set our walls, floors, platforms to static objects. Here I will select each object that I've placed in the scene. And then in the Inspector view, the top right-hand corner, I'm going to select static. Now all of those items are static. Objects that are not navigation static will be ignored when generating the nav mesh. Next, we select Window, and then towards the bottom, Navigation. Now you can see a new tab next to the Inspector view is the Navigation view. We want to select a layer, and here it says Navigation Area. We have Walkable, so you can see in the Scene view, the blue area. That will be our nav mesh. So we can make it walkable because that's where we want the characters to be able to walk. We'll select that. And then we simply click the Bake button. And depending on how intricate your scene is, it could take a while. This was very simple. And now we have one more step. We're going to add a nav mesh agent. And you'll remember that nav mesh agents are components that are used to help characters avoid one another. So I have the nav mesh selected. You can see the blue area is where characters will be able to walk. Go back to Inspector view, click Add Component, then Navigation and Nav Mesh Agent. And you can see the new window for Nav Mesh Agent or area of the Inspector view pops up. There are lots of different options here. The individual properties here goes beyond the scope of this video, bears investigation on your own. Next up, pathfinding.